छुट्टी दे देता. See, I have shared one article on Telegram group. Fine. Tonight I will share one notebook on the Telegram group. What is there in that notebook? One is the two articles of Mint, one article of three articles of Hindu. These are the important articles, and one photo from Hindu, today's Hindu, that is the temple. What you will have to do, I will give you two questions. You can keep on writing the questions and keeping the answers with yourself. For example, one question which I will give today is, how does the new Motor Amendment Act helps in reducing the traffic violations? So you should know the provisions of this act. Okay, what are the provisions of the act? Kahan se padna hai? Not from Hindu, from Mint. I'll share you that article. Fine. Second is Madhav Gadgil committee and uska role in stopping the floods. For example, Kasturi Rangan committee and Madhav Gadgil committee, two committees are there. If you read that article properly, Kasturi Rangan committee says that only 32% of the Western Ghats should be declared as an eco-sensitive zone. Madhav Gadgil committee says that entire Western Ghats should be declared as an eco-sensitive zone. Government rejects Madhav Gadgil, accepts Kasturi Rangan committee, and then jahan ye flood and landslides hue hai, as per the Kasturi Rangan committee, as per the Gadgil committee, this should have been an eco-sensitive zone. So there would have been no landslides, no floods, and no loss of life. All these are an examples of a man-made flood. Now, when you do this exercise on the daily basis, देखो एक दो दिन शायद मेरे से मिस हो सकता है, but it won't matter in the long run. उसका reason is कि news will keep on coming. Fine. So news will keep on coming. Now, for example, now when we say Madhav Gadgil committee or the Kasturi Rangan committee, any of this committee can come in the preliminary examination, you are ready. Any of this committee comes in the mains examination, your answer is more or less ready. Fine. So this is how we will be doing some topics of the GS. Agar aapko answer dikhana hai to dikhao, but at least keep an note of what is happening. Fine. आज का photo जो है, that is a temple of the 12th century. It is direct prelims ka question. This temple is located where? Fine. And in who made that temple? Fine. And you can see क्या color था वो temple. Is it made up of marble या black rock? It is proper basaltic rock. So this is a temple that is made properly of the basaltic rock. I guess I have already finished the channel morphology entirely. Okay, we have written till the grand base level. इंटरनेट नहीं आ रहा है. Fine. So the grand base level is the sea level. Can all this erode till the grand base level? No. Only the glacier maybe will be able to erode till the grand base level. Fine. कौन सी? हाँ थोड़ी चमकेगा या नहीं चमकेगा? कोई ज़रूरत नहीं. ठीक है ना? वहाँ जैसे आपको ये जैसे वीडियो पे देखें. नहीं मेरे को चलाना नहीं है, मेरे को इंटरनेट से ही दिखाना है. नहीं ये रहने दो, मुझे फोटोज़ दिखाने हैं आज के लेक्चर में. कुछ रहने दो, इसलिए मुझे इंटरनेट भी चाहिए. ठीक है फिर आप, क्योंकि जो ऑनलाइन ज्योग्राफी ऑप्शनल देख रहा है वो इतना ज़्यादा ये नहीं, उसको समझ में आ जाएगा जैसे आपको ठीक लगता है वैसे. Then there is another, that is what is known as a temporary base level, and third is the local base level. Friday I will show you one small documentary ka kuch parts. It is not a small documentary. That documentary comes in 8 parts regarding Africa, and you will see properly. हम कुछ parts देखेंगे. You will see properly king there. You will see properly the polycyclic relief over there. You will see properly the desert landforms and the desertification कैसे increase होता है over there. Fine. So first temporary base level. The temporary base level The temporary base level is formed due to difference in the erosional capacity due to structural or lithological control is formed due to difference in the erosional capacity due to structural or lithological control or due to variation in the volume of a water example if the river is flowing and it encounters a lake then the velocity of a river will decrease and hence its erosional capacity will be decreased. Velocity of a river will decrease and hence its erosional capacity will decrease. Because rivers will deposit many sediments in the lake. Rivers will deposit large number of sediments in the lake. Fine. You can draw this diagram. Can I continue? Similarly, the temporary base level may also be formed whenever there is an hard rock on the surface. Whenever there are hard rocks on the surface. Over the period of time, such temporary base levels will be removed by erosion. ये है diagram. Fine. Temporary base levels will be removed by the erosion. Removed by the erosion मतलब it will attain the grand base level. Getting it? एक hard, one rock is a hard rock, second rock is a soft rock, and therefore या फिर और एक अच्छा एग्जाम्पल चाहिए? Karnataka plateau is divided into two parts. One is Malnad, that is the forested region, Western Ghats wala. The other is the Maidan, that is the plateau region. River Kaveri originates from here, has eroded most of the Malnad, but it cannot erode it further because it is made up of hard rocks. And then when it enters the Maidan, when it enters the Tamil Nadu plains, it makes the famous So, अब एग्जाम में सिर्फ इसको हेडिंग दे देना केस स्टडी. फाइन. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, when river Kaveri, it flows on the hard rocks of the Maidan which have not been eroded till the grand base level, but the soft rocks has been eroded. When it jumps from Maidan to the plains, from plateau to the plains, it makes the famous Shivasamudram waterfalls. इससे बेटर है एग्जाम्पल ये, बिकॉज यहाँ पे यू हैव रियल लाइफ एग्जाम्पल्स आल्सो. On the local base level, it is formed when the tributary joins the main river. Tributary joins the river. The tributary erodes the river, joins the main river. Tributary erodes the river. According to its erosional power. Sorry, the tributary erodes the landform according to its erosional power, which is lesser than the erosional power of the main river. which is lesser than the erosional power of the main river. Such a base level is known as local base level. Is known as an local base level. किसका base level is known as local base level? Obviously tributary का. Example इसका hanging valleys that are formed in the glaciated regions. I will show you a photo of hanging valley. See, for example, this is a glaciated region. You can see a main river is flowing. This was once a main glacier. Because glacier tha, uska erosional power was obviously much greater than that of a tributary glacier. Glacier also has tributaries just like a rivers. Fine. So main glacier eroded the valley much deeper. And after the end of ice age, glacier is melting. The glacier has melted, it has converted into river. Similarly, there was a tributary glacier which was coming. उसने U-shaped valley बनाई, but it could not erode the valley much deeper as compared to the main glacier. And therefore, this valley is what is known as an hanging valley. इसका better example, can you see the photo? Yeah, this is the better photo. Is the valley at a greater height as compared to the other valley? This is what is known as a local base level. उसने अपने हिसाब से it has eroded the base level, but it is not that powerful. So, example is the hanging valley in the glaciated regions. Hanging valley in the glaciated regions. Right? Conclusion, tell me. Conclusion बताओ. What is the concept of a base level का conclusion? Does the base level remain stagnant or it keeps on changing? It keeps on changing, and therefore, getting it, hanging valley? Therefore, can I say this base level will keep on changing? Positive changes and negative changes will occur, and therefore there will be polycyclic landforms. Fine. So the conclusion is the concept of the base level never remains stable. The concept of a base level never remains stable. Because the landforms itself are not stable. Full stop. Thus the base level undergoes positive or negative changes, giving rise to polycyclic relief. Fine. So that is the end of 99% of geomorphology. Fine. We have ended 99%. अब बचा हुआ 1%. आज सिर्फ मैं आपको वो prospect सिखाऊंगा. You can take running notes या some pointers which I will give you. Fine. But ये चीजें समझ लो. These are the landforms which we are doing. Generally यहाँ से question बहुत कम आते हैं except for last 3-4 years. Last year फिर से there was no question from it. Now I am giving you a choice. I should begin with what? Karst, glaciers, या winds. I'll start with karst. It's very easy. Fine. Karst landforms, karst cycle of erosion. Glaciers, ऐसे लगेगा bombardment है. Fine. You will not understand this thing because glacial में only in the glacier I will give you a dictation. वो भी landforms का नहीं है, cycle of erosion का. because I cannot make notes of glacial cycle of erosion, कहीं अच्छा नहीं दिया है. Savindra Singh में it is too big. Thornbury में good points are given. So before I begin, what is this? Himalayas, folding mountain, Indian plate colliding with Eurasian plate. This is the Eurasian plate, this is the Indian plate, and this beach mein there is a formation of Himalayas. What is this? Alluvial fan. Getting it? Fluvial landforms. Tell me, have you understood or not each and every landform? V-shaped valleys. Fine, gorges or canyons. In the youthful stage, river is not very big. River अपना रास्ता कैसे बनाती है? By vertical erosion, down cutting, Davis, and by headward erosion, आगे बढ़ती है. Fine. V-shaped valleys again. This is how valleys look like in the rivers, V-shaped valleys. I'll share this PPT with you. Now in the youthful, दिख रहा है mature stage? Fine. We find sometimes that is the pani and the mountains are interlocked. The foot of the mountains are interlocked. We have written this as interlocked spurs. Question आएगा interlocked spurs? Never. Fine. King, parallel retreat, free scrap end तक रहेगा. Fine. Desert regions में free scrap is till the end. Unlike the V-shaped valleys, he was not very sure about Davis, because you can see Davis is for humid regions, proper V-shaped valleys है. यहाँ पे he says initially a V-shaped valley is made, but after that parallel retreat will occur and there will be free scrap. And this will are difference between gorges and canyons. That is a gorge. What is a gorge? This is a gorge. This is a canyon. Fine. It is very deep. You can see a human being is sitting here. Fine. Is it visible, everyone? River can meander, structure. That is bedrock channel. Bedrock channel. कितने बार rejuvenation? 1, 2, 3, 4. Cutting has increased. Fine. Meander inside a meander, incised meanders. But this is an example of a uniform slope. Niche. Getting it? So you can see how many times there was a river rejuvenation. छोटी जगह भी हो सकता है छोटे रिवर्स पे. यस, हमेशा यूथफुल स्टेज में देर ये भी चालू कर लेना. देर विल बी एन वी शेप वैलीज. फाइन. When is the waterfall formed? Due to differential erosion of hard and soft rock. Basalt, hard rock, soft rock has got eroded. Hard rock has not got eroded. Getting it? Differential erosion. Waterfall. कैसे पता लगेगा? Sedimentary rock है. It is found properly in the layers. And नीचे there is a plunge pool. Fine. कैसे बनती है V-shaped valley? By porthole drilling. Getting it? This is how porthole drilling will occur. Mature stage, river enters the plains and it results into formation of a depositional feature which is known as an alluvial fan. This is what is an alluvial fan. A river has come and it has resulted into formation of an alluvial fan. King कहता है pediplanation. बस यही फर्क है. डेविस कहता है alluvial fan, King says pediplanation. King के इसमें all this pediplanes will then join together and form a very extensive pediplain. This is an example of an alluvial fan, and this is also an example of an alluvial fan. What is the difference? It is much bigger. Deserts, it is much smaller. Alluvial fan versus alluvial cone. Getting it? Does Ganga make a big alluvial fan? Yes, Ganga ka alluvial fan through satellite, through International Space Station. Getting it? Then the river will start to meander, and this is what is the meandering. And in the meandering of a river will continuously shift its channel, because you can see, unlike the bedrock, this is now alluvial channel. Bedrock channel, alluvial channel, and therefore Oxbow Lake, Oxbow Lake, Oxbow Lake, and future kahan banega Oxbow Lake? Here. Fine? This is how the future Oxbow Lake will be formed. River will keep on shifting. Pool, riffle. Pool, riffle. Maybe this landform will look like this. Jahan Oxbow Lake has there, river has become straight. Fine? And this entire thing is what is known as a flood plain. It also has natural levees. It has bar, braided channel का शुरू, but यहाँ पे braided channel नहीं दिखा है. Clear with this? River landforms. Lastly, delta. Which delta is this? Fan-shaped delta. There is another delta, that is bird foot delta, inside the sea. Fine? Region has been formed. This is the entire state of USA, Florida. This is the entire state of USA. Means यहाँ पे there are cities, etc. This is पूरा इजिप्ट. यहाँ से फिर काट के हमने बनाया है सुएज कनाल. फाइन? एंड ये अगर दोनों डिस्ट्रॉय हो गए, डेल्टा खत्म हो गया, तो एस्चुरी. You will not find a delta, but river is breaking into numerous branches. Anna branching river, Anna branching river, whether in estuary or delta. इसमें braided भी हो सकता है, इसमें non braided भी हो सकता है. This is the main river channel. Numerous tributary channels. Glaciers. सिर्फ अभी फोटो समझ लो, बिकॉज उसके सिवा ग्लेशियर समझ में नहीं आएगा. ग्लेशियर इज अ फ्लो ऑफ आइस सिमिलर टू अ रिवर. इन द ग्लेशिएटेड रीजन्स द माउंटेन्स बिकम वेरी शार्प, एंड वी विल कॉल दिस एज सर्क. ये जो यू शेप्ड आराम खुर्ची जैसा है यहाँ बैठने का, फाइन, टू रेस्ट, एंड देन दिस वे, दिस इज व्हाट इज नोन एज एन सर्क. फाइन? कोरी, CWM. When the two glaciers cut in opposite direction, the mountain is cut into sharp ridges, and these are known as arêtes. The peak of the glaciated region is always sharp, and this is what is known as an pyramidal peak. Glacier, unlike river, cannot engage in porthole drilling. जो कुछ है वो destroy कर देगा, इसलिए glacier की valley will be always U-shaped valley. Unlike river की valley, proper V-shaped valley. Getting it? Sometimes local base level. Tributary glaciers cannot erode the valley as per the main glacier, because it is not very strong, and therefore we will have hanging valleys. Now understanding? One glacier, another glacier, ये peak sharp हो गया, and otherwise this entire was a mountain गोल. अब ये cut यहाँ से हो गया, ये cut यहाँ से हो गया, and as a result of this we have arêtes. Fine? फिर see, because the slope has increased, fine, glacier टूटना शुरू हो जाएगा. It is a thick mass of ice, and as a result of this there will be deep cracks at the head of a glacier. During the summer season these cracks will increase, and we will call this as Berggrund. That is why I am not starting with glaciated landforms. Berggrund, ग्लेशिएटेड लैंडफॉर्म्स के समय आपके सामने हैंड आउट रहेगा, just like channel morphology. Berge grunt are the deep cracks that pose the threat to the climbers, through which the glacier will break and there can be avalanche. So he is climbing the peak. अब इसके सामने challenge है how to reach the peak. Getting it? अगर नीचे गिर गया तो death. You never know the depth of this, क्योंकि ये don't get fooled by this. This can be just an ice. वजन गिरते ही नीचे खाई हो सकती है. Fine? Diagrams हमें ये बनाने हैं. Fine? What lake is there? Tan Lake. Tan Lake. Now once this glacier melts, यहाँ पे water will get collected and it will result into lake, which will be one of the most clear water in the world. Tan Lake. No doubt glacier landforms are very very beautiful, because ये पानी pollute नहीं कर सकता. क्यों नहीं हो सकता पानी pollute? क्योंकि आप उतर नहीं सकते इस पानी में. It is extremely cold. And as a result of this, no कपड़े धोना, no animals को लेके जाना, no swimming, etc. This is what is the Tan Lake. It is extremely cold. Coming to the lowland, this is what, अगर ये नीचे आ गया, this is now going down. This is what is an avalanche. Fine? GS. Optional में बहुत कम, except last year. Now when we come to the lowland of the glaciers, मतलब in the mature and the old age of the glaciers come to the lowland region, highland से lowland में, and because they come to the lowland region, यहाँ पे ice will start melting and it will start behaving like water. When it starts behaving like water, it will start meandering, and as it starts meandering, पानी आते ही डिपोजिशन शुरू हो जाएगा. ग्लेशियर्स में तो डायरेक्ट इरोजन, पानी आते ही डिपोजिशन शुरू हो जाएगा. एंड देयरफॉर द फर्स्ट थिंग व्हाट वी सी इन द ग्लेशिएटेड रीजन इज एस्कर्स. इसके ऊपर शॉर्टकट आना बचा है. बास्केट ऑफ एग टोपोग्राफी पे आ गया. दिस इज a region which can come in the shortcut. You can see how the sediments have been deposited. ये ऐसे पानी का फ्लो हुआ, and this is what is known as an eschers. This is also another example of an eschers. Meandering. UPSC ने जो पूछा है, this is what is basket of egg topography or drumlets. Next very important thing in the glacier is, again no question from this side as such, is what is known as an crag and tail topography. I'll explain you first what is the crag and tail topography. When the glacier is moving, there is one of the rock which can be granite, basalt, etc. That is, we will call it as a resistant rock, volcanic rock. And because the glacier is moving, it cannot erode the rock. When the glacier comes, it is stopped by the rock. And because it is stopped by the rock, there is a deposition which occurs here. Over the period of time, ये deposition बढ़ते जाएगा, and when the glacier will start melting, some of the deposits will be removed. So जो deposits remove हो गए, they will get accumulated here, and यहाँ से deposits will be compressed by the glacier, and ultimately we will get entire topography which is made like this. ये है softer rock which are deposited, ये है softer rock which have deposited, and this is a resistant rock. Why I have given you this diagram? This diagram is because England की queen का घर, Royal Castle, Royal Road, fine. When they came to India, President's House, Raisina Hill, Rajpath. Getting it? That is the importance of an crag and tail topography. So जो Britishers use करते थे उसको राजपथ, जो हम use करते थे उसको जनपथ. Fine? राजपथ सीधा जाता है, जनपथ उसके साइड में है. Even today. So you can see how this is still there in our society. Means for example, अभी भी 26 जनवरी की parade occurs on the Rajpath. Prime Minister and President come on the Rajpath. हम साइड में बैठ के देखते हैं जनपथ पे. Getting it? And in reality, this is how it may look like. And this is how it may look like. What is polycyclic relief? Polycyclic relief are same features like this, present around Pune, present around Karnataka, present in the Maharashtra Plateau region, present in the Telangana region. That is evidences of glaciation, same as of landforms. This should not be there, but these are evidences of glaciation. And today's lecture we are coming to one of the most interesting topography, that is the karst topography. Fine. Karst is the topography that is developed in the regions of limestone rich rocks specifically. And what you should remember is limestone rich rock is a tough rock in the dry conditions, but it is a very, very weak rock when exposed to water in the humid conditions. Why it is a weak rock in the humid conditions? Because it undergoes chemical weathering. How is this chemical weathering? This chemical weathering is in the form of that calcium carbonate gets dissolved in water and it is carried by the water. So imagine कि ये मेरा mountain है, and on the top of the mountain is the limestone wala rock. And नीचे there is basalt या granite या any often bedrock या Archean rock system. Water is flowing, river originates, and when the river is originating, it is flowing here. And can you see in this diagram, there are 2-3 areas where the water will get accumulated, depression hai, water will get accumulated, depression hai, water will get accumulated, depression hai. As the water gets accumulated, it will stay for longer time and therefore it will start reacting with the rock. And as it starts reacting with this rock, यहाँ पे एक hole बनाएगा, यहाँ पे एक hole बनाएगा, यहाँ पे एक hole बनाएगा, and hence the water will start going downwards. So this hole in geography are known as sinkholes, from where the water penetrates. Fine. Over the period of time, the sinkholes will increase in size, and these sinkholes will be converted into dolines or dolinas, will be converted into ualas and polje. कुछ नहीं, साइज बढ़ते जाएंगे, उनका नाम चेंज होते जाएगा. अब आस्क योरसेल्फ, इसमें से क्वेश्चन आएगा? नो. Fine, you should have just understanding, and worst case they will ask you a short note on what is a polje. Why they will ask you a short note on polje? Because ये तो सिर्फ साइज बढ़ने से हुए, sinkholes, dolinas and ualas. Sometimes due to rifting, the hole may be very, very big, and that is known as an polje. Getting it? So because of the collection of the water in the limestone rich region, if this is the limestone rich rock, बहुत ही आसान है ये topic, you will get bored also, इतना आसान है ये topic. Over the period of time, this cracks जहाँ से water is passing will be getting eroded by the water, and therefore this entire landform will be converted into same diagram. You're getting what is the difference? यहाँ पे cracks open हो गए, and therefore we will call this landform as limestone pavements. Pavements बनेंगे. Pavements means it will be broken down. Now as the water goes below, I am showing by red color, the water will go through the crack, and then at certain point where it will encounter the basaltic rocks, water will come out, because उससे नीचे वो जा नहीं सकता, and therefore these regions are famous for springs. Water can go through any of the crack, Getting it? And as the water goes through the cracks, it will erode this part and result into formation of big limestone caves. So this is how the cave will be formed. And inside the cave there will be stalactites and stalagmites. End karst topography. Getting it? So 3-4 चीजें याद रखनी है. Why? Chemical weathering. ये GS में पढ़ते हो जनरली आप सिर्फ प्रीलिम्स के लिए, फाइन. बट अगर इसमें आता है तो यू शुड रिमेंबर हाउ द लैंडफॉर्म हैज गॉट कन्वर्टेड, केमिकल वेदरिंग रादर देन इरोजन. सेकेंडली होल्स बनेंगे, केव्स बनेंगे, स्प्रिंग्स होगा, स्टैलेक्टाइट्स, स्टैलेगमाइट्स एंड लाइमस्टोन पेवमेंट्स. खत्म कास्ट टोपोग्राफी. 15-20 मिनट्स का काम है कास्ट टोपोग्राफी. गेटिंग इट? Only thing are these diagrams. No need of making the diagrams. I have given very proper diagrams in the handout. सिर्फ handout एक बार पढ़ना है. Getting it? Two questions are there in the karst topography. One question is it has come once. इसका sources, obviously I will give you this. From where UPSC takes this? Don't search Savindra Singh, you will not find that. It is from GC Leong, the characteristics of the karst region. And second question that comes is karst cycle of erosion. So what you are going to write in the karst cycle of erosion? थोड़ा दिमाग चलाओ. मैंने बता दिया what is karst topography. What you are going to write in the karst cycle of erosion? डेविस का है cycle of erosion. That means किसी भी mountain को आपको erode करके peneplain बनाना है. So what is going to get eroded here? Karst cycle of erosion में क्या क्या points आएंगे? You go to the exam, you have not studied anything. Question आएगा short note में karst cycle of erosion. What are the points you are going to write? चलो introduction you have done. उसके बाद chemical weathering. Davis cycle of erosion. Davis youthful stage, mature stage, old age. In the youthful stage the height of the landform is greater. फिर the river will start and it will start vertical valleys. No, vertical valleys तो होगा but that is not a point. सबसे पहले बनेंगे sinkholes. There will be numerous sinkholes. Don't write anything. There will be numerous sinkholes. Over the period of time the sinkhole will increase in size and they will result into formation of ualas. Dolinas अगर आप भूल गए तो भी चलेगा. Dolines and dolinas are same. And thus as the sinkhole will increase in size the height of the landform will be reduced. वो सारा गिर के कम हो जाएगा. Fine. In the youthful stage the formation of cave will start. Mature stage में the caves will keep on increasing in size and stalactites and stalagmites. And old age में most of this landform will be reduced till the base level. We may have one or two different caves. It is very easy. That is what I am saying. Karst में कुछ है ही नहीं. That is why UPSC will keep on asking you karst. What is tough is glacial. इतने सारे landforms और सब process is totally different. Getting it? So first we will see the karst के landforms. Sinkholes, water is seeping down, underground है, This will result into formation of caves. Fine. Fracture होगा in the rocks and fracture के बाद rock टूटेगा, so ऊपर का part टूटेगा and that is a, you get an answer here of the characteristics of the karst topography. There are caves, there are sinkholes. When there is something, you can see blind valley. What is a blind valley? Once upon a time the river used to flow there. As the river started cutting, it came into the contact with the limestone, and जैसे ही वो contact में आते limestone के, river गायब हो गई. कहाँ चली गई? नीचे. And therefore ऊपर से valley बची है जिसमें water is not there, and we will call this as a blind valley. Getting it? And then we have the springs from where the water comes out. And inside the caves we will have stalactites and stalagmites. That is a different thing. You can see how this entire landform has been reduced in height until the time it comes with the lower rocks. Once it comes in the lower rock, it is now flowing as a river. Example, river Jammu Tavi. River Jammu and river Tavi. Fine. It originates in the Vaishno Devi region. You can, when you are climbing the Vaishno Devi region, you can see river ka valleys are there, but they are dry. पानी बिल्कुल नहीं है उसमें. क्यों? Underground है river. River has disappeared, blind valleys. And as soon as you come to Jammu region, you will find a big river. कहाँ से आती है पता नहीं. कहाँ से आती है? From below the ground. Fine. This is what is the karst topography. Sinkholes on the landform. Sinkholes are joining together. Youthful stage में ये landform है at a greater height. When they join together, it will be reduced in the size. Right? Uala, a sinkhole becomes very, very larger. Limestone rock. Can you see white color? And therefore it has disappeared and it has resulted into lakes. बाकी के जगह नहीं है. This is a sinkhole. It will increase in size और ये lake बढ़ेगा. Sometimes very big sinkholes. Paul J. Can you see the caves? Fine. It is not just due to weathering, it is also associated with fracture. Again, an example of an sinkhole. Stalactite and stalagmite. Real life view. So, जो ऊपर से आते हैं, they are stalactites, ceiling के साथ. जो नीचे से आते हैं, वो है stalagmites. You can see the difference in the, ये थोड़े मोटे हैं, they are rounded, these are pointed because they are against the gravity. Sometimes they both join together to form pillar या column. The best example, Batu Caves, Malaysia. Fine. There is an famous Ayyappa Swami temple in the Batu Caves of Malaysia. Inside the rocks, inside the caves, right? Stalactites and stalagmites. Getting it? समझ में आ रहा है? And the last photo is both the limbs of the fold are parallel to each other and also parallel to the ground, recumbent fold. Simple fold. Folding. Nappe. This is an example of a nappe. This is how the rocks are folded. But this is not required for our exam. So can I start with the karst topography? And sinkholes can be formed anywhere. I'll show you just one photo regarding the sinkholes. इसमें सिर्फ इतना याद रखना कि you should know how to write an answer. सब कुछ नोट्स में से नहीं आएगा, ये भी याद रखो. Sometimes there will be googly in the examination, but सब कुछ सिलेबस में से भी आएगा. सॉरी. लाइमस्टोन रॉक के ऊपर सिटी बना दी, पता ही नहीं था नीचे लाइमस्टोन है. one day it has gone down, so sinkhole. Underground river hai, getting it? Very, very common in this region. Entire road has collapsed. Now this can also be formed, you can see this photo. These are houses, these are roads. It has collapsed. This is what is the limestone topography will do. But you have to remember that sinkholes, इसलिए वहां पे घर ऐसे बनेंगे ऑन द, ताकि अगर जमीन नीचे चली गई तो घर नीचे नहीं चला जाएगा. यस, नहीं नहीं, सिंक होल सडनली बन जाता है, सडनली, इसलिए तो गाड़ियां नीचे चली गई. नीचे से वेदरिंग हो रही है, हमें पता नहीं चल रहा है क्योंकि हमने ऊपर तार बिछा रखा है, हमने ऊपर रोड बना रखा है, वी डोंट अंडरस्टैंड. पर नीचे से कोई उसको ये कर रहा है एंड अल्टीमेटली इट कोलैप्सेस. फाइन. Getting it? Now sometimes India में sinkholes are being formed in North India not due to this river erosion, not due to karst topography, but because of the removal of underground water. अंडरग्राउंड वाटर रिमूव करोगे तो भी सिंक होल्स बनेंगे. सो कल अगर क्वेश्चन आता है सूडो सिंक होल्स, कैन यू राइट इट? दे आर द सिंक होल्स. इट इज वन ऑफ द 7 वंडर्स ऑफ द वर्ल्ड कि पानी कहाँ से जा रहा है. हाँ, सिंक होल. गेटिंग इट? See, we'll write only the keywords now. And the first keyword is characteristics is dominated by the limestone, dominated by the limestone, where which is a very weak rock, which is a very weak rock. In the presence of water, in the presence of water, karst topography also develops in the regions of dolomite and chalk. जहाँ पे rock is either dolomite or chalk. Fine. It also develops in the regions of dolomite or chalk. What is dolomite? कुछ नहीं, लाइमस्टोन मतलब कैल्शियम प्लस मैग्नीशियम इज डोलोमाइट, बाकी कुछ फर्क नहीं. कैल्शियम प्लस मैग्नीशियम भी है इसमें. एंड चॉक यू ऑलरेडी नो, राइट? यू मस्ट हैव यूज्ड द चॉक. इज इट अ हार्ड रॉक या सॉफ्ट रॉक? सॉफ्ट रॉक. किसके ऊपर आप लिखते थे बचपन में? स्लेट. व्हाट इज स्लेट? हार्ड रॉक या सॉफ्ट रॉक? हार्ड. व्हाई हार्ड? बिकॉज स्लेट इज मेटामॉर्फिक एंड दिस इज अ, आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैव डन दैट इन द केजी. क्योंकि आजकल इफ यू आर आफ्टर 1990s देन तो स्लेट और चौक गायब थे. था 2000 तक था. सेकेंड कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स इसलिए लिखा रहा हूं बिकॉज दैट इज नॉट देयर इन द नोट्स. फाइन. टोपोग्राफी पूरी है एंड कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स पे क्वेश्चन आता है इसलिए कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स विल राइट एंड वी विल डू द cycle of erosion. Topography I am not going to dictate. Topography have you understood? Sinkhole etc. Second characteristics. These are the regions of highly jointed rocks. These are the regions of highly jointed rocks. Regions of highly jointed rocks. Comma, where the joints act as a zones of weakness. Joints act as a zone of weakness through which the water seeps underground. Through which the water seeps underground. Seeps underground. Seeps, S-E-E-P-S, मतलब नीचे चला जाता है. Seeps underground. Third point. Water is the most important agent of erosion. Water is the most important agent of erosion. Through the process of, the water is the most important agent of denudation, don't write erosion, through the process of chemical weathering. Through the process of chemical weathering. Resulting into the formation of limestone pavements or glaciokarst. Limestone pavements or glaciokarst. Limestone pavements or glaciokarst. You can draw this diagram here. क्या है क्लिंट्स and what is ग्राइक? What is a clint? What is a ग्राइक? Flat top is clint. जो क्रैक इंक्रीज हो गई दैट इज अ ग्राइक. Next characteristics. The limestone pavements are divided into clints and grikes. Can you see? Clints and grikes. They are divided into the clints and grikes. This is what is the clint and a grike. Fine. Through which the water seeps underground. Forming sinkholes. Next point. Hence, absence of surface drainage is the most important characteristics of karst region. Understanding absence of surface drainage is the most important characteristics of karst region, क्योंकि नदी गायब हो गई. And remember, ये आ सकता है as a separate question. Absence of surface drainage is the most important characteristics of a karst region. Elucidate. वहाँ पे क्या लिखना है जो अभी तक हमने लिखा है, बस आंसर खत्म हो जाएगा. Fine. Continue in the same point. The river then flows. Understanding absence of surface drainage, जिसको डायग्राम में कहा था blind valleys. Fine. The river then flows underground and therefore presence of blind valleys is another characteristics of karst region. Presence of blind valleys is another characteristics of karst region. Presence of blind valley is another characteristics of karst topography. एक जमाने में रिवर यूज्ड टू फ्लो हियर. अब लोगों के खेत है एंड कुछ जगह पानी दिख रहा है. गेटिंग इट? प्रेजेंट इज की टू द पास्ट. कुछ भी पॉइंट यूज करो, मीन्स ये जो लैंड फॉर्म्स के पॉइंट्स है यूज करो. प्रेजेंट इज की टू द पास्ट. डोंट जस्ट कीप योरसेल्फ टू द रिवर. गेटिंग इट? अंडरस्टैंडिंग द पानी के कारण मुझे लगा कुछ झटका वो सब आया क्या. कल मैं हॉरर मूवी देख रहा था इसलिए मुझे और ज्यादा उसमें. फाइन. I thought blind valley, so some blind thing went inside here. So, next characteristics. The river carries its erosional and weathering work. If river carries its erosional and weathering work. Underground carries its erosional and weathering work underground to give rise to a underground topography in the form of limestone caves, characterized by stalactites and stalagmites. Characterized by stalactites and stalagmites. The point where river encounters the bedrock, it comes out in the form of spring. Such topography, last point, such topography is found in Jammu Kashmir, Meghalaya, Batu Caves of Malaysia, as well as region surrounding the Adriatic Sea. Surrounding Adriatic Sea. And draw this diagram. अंडरस्टैंडिंग क्या हुआ है? जहां जहां से पानी जा रहा है वहां से शार्प एजेस बना दिए। Why dots are important, you will understand. Limestone हमेशा jointed rock बनाना। You can write here lapis अगर जगह नहीं है तो। But the only thing is put this diagram somewhere in between, not at the end. Those who have gone to Vaishno Devi know this is the Vaishno Devi ke gufa, fine. And then when you come out of this, you still climb up and go to Bhairav, which is at the top. अमरनाथ हैज़ नो जोग्राफिकल एक्सप्लेनेशन, दैट इज़ रियली अ मिरेकल। मैंने भी बहुत सर्च किया उसके ऊपर, देयर इज़ नो प्रॉपर एक्सप्लेनेशन। I'll show you what is lapis. Lapis are very pointed, sharp edges. Why? Because water may have escaped. It is a structure between the two sinkhole, but where? Only in the mountainous region, not in the flat region. These are nothing but sharp edges. Getting it? What I have not drawn this as a only India ka this thing. Meghalaya is famous for one of the longest caves in the world, and obviously the longest in Asia, 9 kilometers deep. Cast hai pura. Fine, the cast has been removed. And this is where the Meghalayan age began. मतलब the evidences of the Meghalayan age were seen. कितने साल पहले? 5000 साल पहले. What it was? Drought. And then I will show you, और कभी भी आपको अगर टाइम मिला तो look at all the 9 episodes of BBC Earth. उसमें there is an famous documentary of Africa. In that, or there is one again BBC Earth ki one of the famous documentary in search of water. Both the documentaries will tell you that Sahara was once a very green region. Fine, and therefore वहाँ पे Sahara में you find the fossils of rhinos, of elephants. Today it is one of the driest deserts in the world. When did it become desert? 5,000 years before. When did the Meghalayan age start? 5,000 years before. You're getting it? So that is what is an evidence key. The climate keeps on shifting. Can I continue? Rub this. कुछ नहीं, limestone pavement, when they become very deep, they are known as lapis. Lapis. डेविस ने दिया था कास्ट साइकिल ऑफ इरोजन. उसके बाद बीडे ने दिया था. सिविक का मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट है. 4 स्टेजेस: यूथ, मैच्योर, old. What I said? 4 stages. These are the 4 stages of the karst cycle of erosion. Fine. Very simple. They are the followers of Davis only. Upliftment, formation of sinkholes, formation of swallow holes, erosion of the landform. That is what we have said, nothing else. Fine, very easy. So karst cycle of erosion, you always start with Davis. Davis gave his cycle of erosion but considered karst cycle of erosion as a normal case of cycle of erosion. मतलब Davis के लिए karst topography was not important. उसने कहा it is nothing but normal cycle of erosion only, but कि limestone regions में. Then we find this cycle of erosion does not fit. Where you will fit V-shaped valleys? Where you will fit U-shaped valleys? Therefore, Bede and Civic, and we consider Civic and Sanders का. Fine. अभी तक यूपीएससी ने क्वेश्चन पूछा है कास्ट साइकिल ऑफ इरोजन पे? यस, ट्वाइस. फाइन, बट दे हैव नॉट गिवन यू द नेम्स ऑफ द थिंकर्स. So karst cycle of erosion starting Davis considered the karst cycle of erosion as a special case of the normal cycle of erosion, which develops in the limestone rich rocks but due to complications, full stop के बाद, but due to complications his cycle of erosion was not accepted. Don't worry about introduction, conclusion in such answers, because 90% of the people will not write this answer. So even if you write normal right answer, you will get marks. Fine. कास्ट ग्लेशियल ये लोग छोड़ के जाते हैं, ऐसे मत करना. फाइन, डू इट. अदरवाइज क्या होगा, इफ यू डोंट डू इट नाउ, टेस्ट सीरीज में यू विल डू इट. एंड टेस्ट सीरीज में फॉर एग्जांपल देयर आर, छोड़ो वो बात है, ये है मतलब you will join some test series, you will do something afterwards, and then वहाँ पे लगेगा अरे ये सब नया है, and then you will get tensed. ऐसे मत अभी कर लो. That is what I said. Geomorphology Friday, Saturday को test है. One more test I will take of geomorphology because it is a big portion. Fine. So तब तक geomorphology खत्म. Because climate etc are very easy. Climate is nothing but same what is there in GS except Thornwhite, Köppen, Trevarta. Fine. Except jet streams का evolution, jet streams का index cycle, but it is very very easy. The first, change your paragraph, the first scholar who gave the karst cycle of erosion was B. Day. Next, he divided the landforms into youth, mature and old age. He divided the landforms into youth, mature and old age. Youth, mature and old age. In the youthful stage, there is a diversion of surface drainage through sinkholes and dolines. कहाँ चला गया surface drainage? नीचे चला गया. Diversion of surface drainage through sinkholes and dolines. Dolines मतलब shallow hole. There is a diversion of surface drainage through sinkholes and dolines. See, in normal language, लैंडफॉर्म बना, लैंडफॉर्म के ऊपर सिंकहोल्स बने, सिंकहोल्स एंड डोलाइंस भरने के बाद जो नदी थी वो नीचे चली गई. सो देयरफॉर डाइवर्जन ऑफ सरफेस ड्रेनेज थ्रू सिंकहोल्स एंड डोलाइंस. मैच्योर स्टेज, numerous sinkholes, shallow holes, sinkholes, shallow holes, and blind valley develops. Blind valley develops. Most of the surface drainage flows underground. Most of the surface drainage flows underground. Old age. Due to erosion of the landforms. Due to the erosion of the landforms, water returns to the surface. क्या हुआ? ऊपर का landform has been eroded. Water returns to the surface. खत्म. Cycle of erosion. But ये नहीं लिखना है एग्जाम में. फाइन. इतना आसान नहीं हो सकता. Water returns to, due to the erosion of most of the landforms, water returns to the surface. I'll tell you what it means. Initially landform है. There is a formation of sinkholes. So mature stage में पानी नीचे है, and then that landform has been eroded. कहाँ तक? Bedrock तक. Once bedrock तक है, so जो underground water था वो फिर से दिख गया, and that is what is the old age. Getting it? Answer अभी शुरू हुआ है. Remember. So बीड़े का thing you can just make a table and write it. बीड़े का youthful stage में क्या होगा, mature stage में क्या होगा, old age में क्या होगा. Fine. So what happens in the youthful stage? Surface drainage का diversion starts. What happens in the mature stage? Underground water का खेल शुरू हो गया, caves वो सब बनाना. And what happens in the old age? Most of the limestone is eroded and फिर से पानी दिखेगा. And we say water returns to the surface. Water does not return to the surface. ऊपर की landform erode हो गई है. Getting it? Was he a follower of Davis? Yes. Next point. See, I am giving you this from 3 books, right? इसलिए printed notes नहीं दे सकता. So, the major credit of giving a proper cycle of erosion goes to Johann Swijik. Goes to Johann Swijik. Johann Swijik. डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन जैसे पेरीग्लेशियल लैंडफॉर्म्स ऑफ पेल्टियर आया था, वैसे डायरेक्ट कास्ट टोपोग्राफी ऑफ स्विजिक. फाइन. एंड इट कैन कम इन नेक्स्ट 2 years. इस साल आ सकता है या अगले साल आ सकता है. He divided his cycle. ये सब डेविस के फॉलोअर्स है, याद रखना. He divided his cycle into youth, early mature, late mature, and old age. What happens in the youthful stage of Davis? Upliftment, landform is created, folded, height ज़्यादा होता है. उसके बाद river will start down cutting. What will happen in the youthful stage of his upliftment? River will start not down cutting but making sinkholes and shallow holes. Same. Getting it? There is an initiation of surface drainage. बीड़े का इसलिए रिजेक्ट हुआ because he says there is a diversion of surface drainage. ये कहेगा कि पहले surface drainage बनेगा and then there will be sinkholes and shallow holes. There is an initiation of surface drainage. Fine. So youthful stage due to folding and upliftment, due to folding and upliftment of thickly bedded limestone rocks, of thick नहीं, उसका मीनिंग एक ही है, thickly bedded. Why? Because limestone rock is always in layers, beds, thickly bedded limestone rocks. There is initiation of surface drainage caused due to rainfall. Initiation of surface drainage caused due to rainfall. Full stop. Next point. The rainwater erodes the limestone forming clints, grikes. That is why I wanted you to know what is this. अब समझ में आया what is clints, grikes? Clints, grikes, sinkholes, swallow holes, etc. Sinkholes, swallow holes, etc. So limestone का surface was smooth due to clints, grikes, sinkholes, swallow holes. ये smooth रहेगा या rough हो जाएगा? Tell me. What it will become? Smooth या rough? Rough. That is the next point. Getting it? The entire landform becomes rough due to the dissolution of the limestone. Entire landform becomes rough due to the dissolution of the landforms. Due to the dissolution of the limestones. Forming numerous lapis. See, why we study him? Because he has given each and every landform. Understanding? If this limestone gets dissolved, यहाँ पे भी sinkhole बन जाएगा. It will get dissolved. ये भी sinkhole बन जाएगा. So what? Irregular, sharp-pointed edges are known as lapis. Initially, the landform was very smooth. Getting it? Next point. The surface water disappears. The surface water disappears. The surface water disappears almost totally. Almost totally. Forming blind valleys. Forming blind valleys. Forming blind valleys. Getting it? He has told कि अब surface water. So youthful stage में क्या है? कुछ भी करके आपको surface water को निकाल देना है. Mature stage में क्या होगा? अब अंदर काम करेगा. Old age में क्या होगा? ये पूरा collapse हो जाएगा और फिर से पानी दिखेगा. अब understanding the answer? Mature stage. Mature stage. The water flows underground. Water flows underground, and there is an extensive फुल स्टॉप के बाद देयर इज एन एक्सटेंसिव डेवलपमेंट ऑफ, क्या होगा अब अंडरग्राउंड डेवलपमेंट किसका होगा, ऑफ caves. There is an extensive development of caves. In the late maturity, as the caves become bigger, the roofs of the caves may start collapsing. The roofs of the caves start collapsing. Understanding this, what is happening? Cave patla patla hote ja raha hai, isliye roofs have started collapsing, resulting into formation of, अब रूफ कोलैप्स हो गया तो नीचे का दिख सकता है कि नहीं? इमेजिन करो कि यू आर स्टैंडिंग, यू आर लिविंग इन द रीजन, ये है कार्स्ट टोपोग्राफी वाला रीजन, सडनली यहाँ पे सिंक होल बन गया, रूफ कोलैप्स हो गया, कैन यू सी व्हाट इज देयर अंडरग्राउंड? रिजल्टिंग इनटू फॉर्मेशन ऑफ karst windows. Karst window is nothing but bigger holes, resulting into formation of karst windows, which are known as उवालास एंड पॉल्जे. कुछ नहीं है, सिंक होल जो बड़ा हो गया, दैट इज उवाला एंड पॉल्जे. Uvalas and Polje. Thus the entire landform starts reducing in height. Old age, क्या बचा है? Caves will have to disappear totally. Then only surface drainage will be visible. Fine. So next point, the old age. The caves start to disappear. The caves start to disappear because the roofs of the caves collapse. Because the roofs of the caves collapse. Next point. As the height of the landform keeps on reducing, as the height of the landform keeps on reducing, as the height of the landform keeps on reducing, nearly most of sinkholes, shallow holes, most of the sinkholes, shallow holes, caves disappear. Sinkholes, shallow holes disappear, and the entire landform is reduced in height. Entire landform is reduced in height. Exposing the surface drainage, and the last point, the landform is converted into peneplain. डेविस के फॉलोअर्स है तो क्या होगा? landform peneplain, having few isolated, not monadnocks, homes. Nothing but same as monad nodes, having few isolated homes. Obviously मैंने तब डायग्राम बनाया नहीं, so that you can understand now what is going to happen. But make this diagram as per each individual stage. Understanding? Cave बन गया, cave collapsed, and ultimately peneplain having homes. Limestone का hills, which was earlier underground, but वो कुछ कारण से erode नहीं हो गया, maybe river. Very easy. 4 पॉइंट्स है कि सबसे पहले फर्स्ट स्टेज में सरफेस ड्रेनेज को आउट करना है, सेकंड स्टेज में केव्स और सब बनाने हैं, लेट मैच्योर में केव्स को कोलैप्स करना है, एंड लास्ट स्टेज में सरफेस वाटर को फिर से बाहर लाना है ड्यू टू कोलैप्स ऑफ द केव्स एंड देयर विल बी होम्स. Make a box and then make an outline, it will be easy. जो हैंडआउट मिलेंगे ऑप्शनल है, पढ़ना है तो पढ़ो या मत पढ़ो, भाई पीपीटी में से फोटोज देख लो, कभी भी कंफ्यूज है तो, क्योंकि क्वेश्चन जो हमने लिखा है उसमें से ही आएगा, कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ कास्ट एंड कास्ट साइकिल ऑफ इरोशन. So on Friday we will do wind, glacial and applied geomorphology. Saturday, half part of our lecture will be applied geomorphology, and then we'll start with oceanography. Getting it? We have finished with the geomorphological concepts. Saturday after the class you can write the test, or Sunday you can come and write the test, because let me take the class on Saturday. ओशनोग्राफी पहले स्टार्ट करते हैं. हाफ 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 हाफ, सिलेबस कंप्लीट नहीं होगा आपका, फिर उसका फ़ायदा नहीं होगा. नेक्स्ट टेस्ट विल बी फुल लेंथ, दिस विल बी सेक्शनल टेस्ट, हिल स्लोप डेवलपमेंट, स्लोप डेवलपमेंट, यस, स्टार्टिंग टू स्लोप डेवलपमेंट, स्लोप डेवलपमेंट, फाइन. लैंडफॉर्म्स वो सब नेक्स्ट टेस्ट. So I'll stop here. Wish you a happy Independence Day. रक्षाबंधन, अगर तुम्हें घर जाना है तो फ्राइडे का लेक्चर यू कैन वॉच ऑन वीडियो ऑल्सो, समझ में आ जाएगा. Don't go to malls, cinemas, avoid going to malls and cinemas, right? Yes, yes, very good. How much time it took?